Next topic is finding roots of complex numbers. Now this is not specifically a cube root or a square root, it can be any root. So let us say that you have been given a complex number cos theta plus I sin theta. You have to find the nth root of this. Now please don't apply the De Morgan's theorem directly over here by writing it as cos theta by n plus I sin theta by n, because you have to know that when you are finding a nth root of any number, then you should get that many roots. Like if you are having a square root, you always get 2 values from it. If you are taking cube root, then you should get 3 values from it. So if you are taking the nth root, you should get n values from it. To get the n values, what you have to do before applying the formula for De Morgan's theorem, you have to generalize this statement. So what you do is you generalize this statement, that is cos theta plus I sin theta can be written as 2 pi k plus theta and sin pi k plus theta. So after doing that, then you can apply your De Morgan's theorem by writing it as, over here the k values can be taken as, it will start from 0, 1, 2 and so on till n minus 1. So from this you will get your n roots of a complex number. Let us take a simple example of finding a root of a complex number. So the question is to find the 3/4 root of a number, complex number, which is cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. Whenever you are having such questions, what you do is first you take this 3 inside. So it can be written as cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3 cube raised to 1 by 4. So by De Morgan's theorem, I can apply the De Morgan's theorem because it is not the root which I am finding. So it will be cos pi plus I sin pi, because it is pi by 3 into 3 which gives me pi, and this thing is raised to 4. Now I am finding the root, so I have to generalize it and then find it. So after generalizing, I get it as cos of 2k plus 1 pi by 4 plus I sin 2k plus 1 pi by 4. So I can have my values of k as 0, 1, 2 and 3. So for a 4th root of a number, you will get your 4 roots from this. The question is to find expansion of cos raised to n theta and sin raised to n theta. Whenever this question arises, the steps which are to be followed are, you have to take z is equal to cos theta plus I sin theta. So that will give you z raised to n as cos n theta plus I sin n theta. Also 1 by z will be cos theta minus I sin theta, and 1 by z raised to n will get you cos n theta minus I sin n theta, which we have already seen how we derive it. Now from this I know that cos theta, that is 2 times of cos theta, is z plus 1 by z, and 2I sin theta is z minus 1 by z. So if the question is to find cos raised to n theta, you will be taking up this equation and taking nth power on both sides. If the question is to find sin n theta, then you will take the second equation and raise to the power n. After deciding which equation to be taken and taking the power as n for that equation, then you expand the LHS part. So you will be expanding this part or this part using my binomial expansion. The next part after this, let us try to understand by taking an example. Let's say I want to find sine cube theta, the value of sine cube theta. So these are the set of things which you have to write, which is compulsory. Now you have to find cos, you have to find sine. So you will be considering the second equation, that is 2i sine theta equals z minus 1 by z. Since you have to find cube of this, so you will cube both sides. So it will give you minus 8i sine cube theta, which will give you the expansion as. After your expansion, what you do is you take the terms which are having the same magnitude of power, like over here 3 and 3, this 1 and 1. So you will take it together. From this, if you can take minus 3 common, so it becomes, if you see z raised to 3 minus 1 by z raised to 3, it will give me the answer as 2i sine 3 theta. And z minus 1 by z will give me the answer as 2i sine theta. From this I have to find sine cube theta, so my minus 8i goes that side. So sine cube theta will be, I can take the 2i common, sine 3 theta minus 3 sine theta divided by minus 8i. The I gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled with 8, and this minus sign can be taken inside, so I get 3 sine theta minus sine 3 theta by 4. So my sine cube theta will have the value as 3 sine theta minus sine 3 theta by 4. Next topic is hyperbolic functions. Now hyperbolic functions are based on my circular function, that are sine and cos. They are almost same like them, but their definitions are slightly different. First of all, if I want to write hyperbolic cosine, then I can write it in short as cos h. And similarly, if it is hyperbolic sine, then it can be written as sine h. So these are the two main hyperbolic functions, which is cos h and sine h. Please keep in mind that the h is together with sine, it is not a theta of sine. Now the definition for these hyperbolic functions can be given by cos hy is defined as e raised to y plus e raised to minus y by 2, and sin hy is defined by e raised to y minus e raised to minus y by 2. So basically my hyperbolic functions are the combinations of the exponential functions. Just like we have tan in my trigonometric or circular functions, tan is sine by cos. Over here also my tan of hyperbolic, that is hyperbolic tan of y, will be division of hyperbolic sine divided by hyperbolic cos. So that is why the definition for this becomes e raised to y minus e raised to minus y by e raised to y plus e raised to minus y. Other set of formulas, you can just go and refer any book. You will be getting many formulas in hyperbolic terms. Let us take an example of a hyperbolic function. I have to find the expansion for sec h x plus iy. Now sec h is what? It is a hyperbolic sec. Hyperbolic sec I have to find this expansion of this, that is x plus iy. Now same like our trigonometry, sec theta is 1 by cos theta. So over here also my sec h will be 1 by hyperbolic cos. So we can just expand this formula, which is cos h a plus b. Now cos h a plus b, just like our cos a plus b, has the formula cos h x cos h iy, but instead of having a minus which is present in cos a plus b, it's going to have the value plus sin h x sin h y, sin h iy. Now there are formulas which you have to understand. I have a cos h iy. Now if I have a hyperbolic function of an imaginary number, then if it is a cos, then the value for that will be cos y. So a hyperbolic function has been changed to a circular function if there is an imaginary term inside it. Similarly, for if I am having a hyperbolic sign and inside there is an imaginary number present, then sin h iy will give me an answer of sin y into I. So whenever you are finding hyperbolic of an imaginary number, then that imaginary part, that is the iota, comes outside and the hyperbolic sign will turn into a circular sign. So we will be applying those formulas over here. So this gives me 1 upon cos hx, and this term becomes cos y, plus this becomes sin hx, and this becomes I sin y. So you have a division of a complex number. Now whenever you are having a division of a complex number, you simply take the conjugate of that number and multiply and divide by it. So you have this complex number, you will multiply it with its conjugate and multiply this part with its conjugate. Now multiplication of a complex number with its conjugate will get you the answer of cos h square x cos square y plus sin h square x sin square y. You can further solve this by simplifying by various methods. So this is the basic way which you can solve any hyperbolic function problems. Next topic is finding inverse of a hyperbolic function. So there are a set of formulas given for finding the inverse of a hyperbolic function. The first one is sin h inverse. So inverse of a hyperbolic function, just like our inverse of a sine or a circular function, is written with a -1 raised to -1. So inverse of sin h will get me of z, will get me an answer of log of z plus root of z square plus 1. For cos h inverse, the answer will be log of z plus z square minus 1. Now let us try to derive this part, that is finding the inverse of a hyperbolic sign. Let us try to derive this formula. So let me take the LHS part and let me equate it to some variable y. Now I can write this as z is equal to sin h y. Now sin h y can be written as, we have learned the formula, it is e raised to y minus e raised to minus y by 2. So if I just simplify this, I will get e raised to 2y minus 2z I will get this equation from this. if I solve it. Now you are having this as a quadratic function in e raised to y. So you can write the formula for that, which is 2z plus minus root of 4z square minus of 4as, which gives me plus 4 divided by 2, which gets me z of plus minus root of z square plus 1. So next step, you are going to take a log of this part. Once you are taking log, inside the log there shouldn't be any negative numbers present. If you just observe over here, you have z plus minus root of z square plus 1. For any case, my z square plus 1, the root of it, it's always going to be more than z. So z minus root of z square plus 1 will give me a negative answer. So I have to avoid it, so I'm not going to take that particular root from it. I'm just going to take the positive one. So in the next step, I will have y equals log of z plus root of z square plus 1. But y is what? It is sine h inverse of z. So this is how you can derive the other set of formulas also. The next topic is finding log of a complex number. Now when you are taking log of a complex number, let us consider the Euler's form of the complex number, which is given by z equals r e raised to I theta. Now if I want to find log of z, I can just take simply log of this. So log z will give me log r plus I theta, because it's going to be log of e raised to I theta, which gives me I theta into log e. Now since we are taking natural log, log e will have the value as 1. So I'm having log r plus I theta. Now r, if you can recollect, it is the modulus of z. Now modulus of z is what? It is root of x square plus y square. So this is log of root of x square plus y square plus I theta, and theta is tan inverse of y by x. This gives me half of log of x square plus y square plus I tan inverse y by x. So you are getting answer for finding log of a complex number as half of log of x square plus y square plus I tan inverse y by x. Now this particular answer which you are getting, it is called as the principal value. There is something other which is called as a general value, because I know my thetas can be in multiples of 2n pi. So that is why my general value for log of z, that is represented by a capital L. So log of z will have the real part as same only, but the imaginary part is changed to so this becomes my general value, wherein my real part is same as the principal value, but the imaginary part has been added with 2 pi n. Want to find log of minus a. So since you can see that I am using a normal L over here, so I have to find the principal value of this. So what I do is I first represent minus a in terms of exponential form, or in r and theta I try to find the argument and the modulus of it. So my z is minus a, the modulus of this is going to be a, and So modulus of this is a, and argument of z is going to be tan inverse of 0 by minus 1. Now it is 0 by minus 1. You can see that the complex number is lying on the negative half of the real axis. So the angle from the positive side of x is going to be pi. So that is why argument of z will give me the answer as pi. So log of minus a will have the value log of a plus I pi. So if I want to find what is log of minus a, it will be log of the magnitude plus I into argument of the complex number. These are the topics which you will be dealing with in complex numbers in your engineering level. So thank you for watching the videos. We will be taking up a new topic in the coming session. So please stay tuned for it. To get more information of the upcoming videos, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching video. If you have any doubts, please do share in the comment section. For information, you can go and look it in the about page. It will also give you the schedule of the videos which will be coming up in the month. Do like and share and subscribe our channel. This will help make more videos like this on different topics. Do watch videos on other topics also. Thank you and keep learning.